Story 1. I learned our friend secretly saw us as tools, so I destroyed the group. Our group was 6 friends from college. The one who kept us together, I'll call her the organizer, handled all our plans. She'd book restaurants, remember birthdays, coordinate rides. If someone had to reschedule, she'd grumble about redoing everything. But we figured that was normal frustration. 2 weeks before it all blew up, one friend had a bad panic attack after getting passed over for a promotion. The organizer drove 40 minutes to her place, stayed until 3 a.m., even called in sick the next day to keep her company. We all saw it and thought, wow, she really cares. From the outside, that's A+ friendship energy. You'd put her on a pedestal after a move like that. Then came the incident. I was crashing at the organizer's apartment after a night out. Too many drinks to drive home. She was in the shower and her laptop was open on the coffee table. A message notification popped up. I wasn't trying to snoop, but the preview showed my friend's name, the one who'd had the panic attack. The message said, "Still can't believe she cried for 3 hours about a job, exhausting." Oh shit, the pedestal just cracked. This is about to get so much worse. I froze. Without really thinking, I leaned closer. The chat was with someone I didn't recognize. I scrolled up just a bit and saw worse stuff. My name was there. She's good for restaurant recs, but God, her dating stories are repetitive. Our friend with the SUV. Boring but necessary for beach trips. My stomach dropped. Every single one of us was listed like inventory. Not mean exactly, just cold. Transactional. Like we were tools in her garage. God, that would make me feel sick to my stomach. I heard the shower turn off. I closed the laptop and pretended to be on my phone. The organizer came out, chatting about breakfast plans, and I just nodded along. But inside, I was reeling. I sat on it for 2 days. Part of me wondered if I'd misunderstood. Maybe she was just venting. But those descriptions kept eating at me. Finally, I told the friend who'd had the panic attack. I figured she deserved to know. She went quiet on the phone, then she said, "Show the others." So I did. I told them what I saw, word for word. The reactions were mixed. The friend with the SUV immediately said she was done. Another friend tried to defend the organizer. "Look, we all vent about each other sometimes. Maybe we're overreacting." That sparked a whole debate in our group chat. Some wanted to confront her. Others wanted to just distance themselves quietly. The organizer must have sensed something was off because she kept asking if everyone was okay, if she'd done something wrong. Finally, panic attack friend just laid it out in the chat. "We know you see us as tools, not friends." Once someone drops that line, the friendship Jenga tower is already in freefall. The organizer typed and deleted messages for like 10 minutes. Those 3 dots appearing and disappearing. Finally, she wrote this long thing about how we didn't understand the pressure of keeping everyone together, how she was just blowing off steam, how we were taking it out of context. But by then, the damage was done. One by one, people started leaving the group chat. Not dramatically, just those little exit notifications. The friend who'd defended her lasted another week before she left too. The organizer kept messaging us individually, first apologizing, then getting angry, then apologizing again. I blocked her after the 5th wall of text about how ungrateful we were. That was over a year ago. The 6 of us don't really talk anymore. Turns out she was the only thing keeping us connected. Without her, we just drifted. But here's the weirdest part. I unblocked her recently out of curiosity and checked the old group chat. She's still in there. Still the only member. The last message is from her, 3 months ago, sharing a meme to nobody. Wow, she's still posting memes to literally no one. That's actually devastating. Story 2. I discovered my friend's baby wasn't his. It was his best man's. There were 6 of us who'd stuck together since college. The golden couple everyone envied. My best friend who somehow kept us all from killing each other. And 3 more of us who'd become family. 10 years of inside jokes, road trips, and showing up for each other no matter what. That Saturday barbecue at the couple's new house should have been just another good memory. Man, when you feel untouchable, the hit lands even harder. The fiancé had been glowing all afternoon, practically bouncing. When she finally gathered everyone on the patio, nobody was surprised by the pregnancy announcement. We cheered. Someone shook up a beer and sprayed it everywhere. Her fiancé picked her up and spun her around. Perfect moment. I was heading inside for more ice when I passed by the kitchen window. She was in there with my best friend, our group's peacekeeper, the guy who'd mediated every stupid argument we'd ever had. They didn't see me. She had her hand on his arm, leaning in close, and I heard her say something about how she couldn't have gotten through the past few months without him. The way she touched him, the way he looked at her, it wasn't how friends acted. That quick arm touch, instant bad signal. The fiancé must have noticed them missing because he came looking, stopping dead when he saw them through the sliding door. His whole body changed, shoulders squaring up. I watched him process what I'd just seen, watched him do the math. He slid the door open hard enough to rattle the frame. He asked them what they were talking about, voice way too calm. She jerked her hand back, started babbling about morning sickness and how his travel schedule had been crazy. He cut her off, said he knew exactly when he'd been travelling, pulled out his phone and started scrolling through his calendar. January through mid-March in Phoenix. Every weekend in April visiting his sick dad. Hearing him pull up the calendar, that's when you know he's been keeping score. My friend couldn't even look at him. Just stood there staring at the floor while she tried to explain, digging herself deeper with every word. The fiancé's voice got quieter and quieter until he was almost whispering, asking his best friend, his best man, to look him in the eye. That's when she broke. Not all at once, but in pieces. First admitting they'd gotten close, then that it happened once, then finally, when he kept pushing, that it had been going on for months. She was crying so hard she could barely get the words out, but we all heard the last part clearly enough. She didn't know who the father was. Those 6 words just vacuumed all the life out of the place. The silence that followed was the loudest thing I'd ever heard. A neighbour's dog barking somewhere, the air conditioner humming, and 6 people who'd been family just done. No screaming, no drama. The fiancé set his beer on the counter like he was afraid it might shatter and asked everyone to leave. Now. Please. We scattered without a word. I grabbed my stuff and walked past the kitchen window one more time. She was on the floor sobbing. He was standing perfectly still in the middle of the room. And my friend, the peacekeeper who'd spent a decade fixing every problem we'd ever had, just stood there with his hands in his pockets, looking like he wanted to disappear. The group chat died that night. I sent one message asking if everyone was okay, saw 3 typing bubbles appear and disappear, then nothing. In the weeks after, I heard bits through mutual friends. The wedding was off, the house went back on the market, she moved in with her parents upstate. The baby must have been born by now, but those photos never made it to social media. The sick part is how fitting it was. Our peacekeeper, the guy whose whole identity was built on keeping us together, turned out to be the bomb that blew us apart. One kitchen conversation, a few months of lies, and 10 years of friendship just gone. Sometimes I drive past that house and remember when buying it felt like proof we'd all made it, that we'd be in each other's lives forever. Crazy that the guy who always fixed things is the one who blew it up. Funny how wrong you can be about people, even the ones you think you know best. Story 3. My friend used our group's trauma to go viral. Thursday game night was our church. For 3 straight years we'd gather at the same apartment and unload everything. Layoffs, breakups, family fights. Whatever got said in that living room stayed there. Or so we thought. Wait. Time out. Is this about to go exactly where I think it's headed? It started with a text in our side group chat on a Tuesday. My buddy, who'd been drowning in credit card debt, sent a screenshot from Reddit. Is this about me or am I paranoid? The post was titled, "When Family Heirlooms Meet Rent Money." It described someone pawning their grandfather's 1960s Omega Seamaster to avoid eviction. That was already specific enough, but then it mentioned the pawn shop on Maple Street that only does appointments on Wednesdays. My friend had told us that exact detail while we were playing Cards Against Humanity a month earlier. That Maple Street detail? She basically wrote his name in neon. We all went quiet in the chat, then started digging through the account's post history. Another story popped up about a family business imploding, complete with the weird nickname I use for my uncle, Uncle Mustache. Not creative, but nobody outside our group would know it. Then we found one about a messy divorce that mentioned the specific mediator's office above the Korean BBQ place downtown. The worst part was how she'd taken our actual problems and added little flourishes to make them more dramatic. My uncle's business hadn't just failed. In her version, there was embezzlement. The divorce story invented an affair that never happened. Someone finally said what we were all thinking. This is her, isn't it? The moment everyone silently clocks the same culprit, you feel the air get heavy fast. Our host, the one whose apartment we'd been meeting at for years, was the only writer in the group. She'd been talking about starting a blog for months. We added her to the chat. She joined immediately, and we watched those typing dots appear and disappear for a solid minute. When she finally responded, she acted confused at first. Said she'd seen similar stories online. Maybe we were jumping to conclusions. But when we sent her the links, her story changed. The names were different, she argued. Nobody could trace it back to us. She was just processing things through writing. My divorced friend lost it. Told her she'd taken the worst year of his life and turned it into entertainment for strangers. Asked her how she'd feel if someone did that to her. Her response was 3 paragraphs of justification. She talked about how writing helped her understand people better, how the comments showed her stories were helping others feel less alone. She actually used the phrase turning pain into purpose. Turning pain into purpose? Please. Nothing like a motivational quote to paper over a betrayal. The divorced friend left the chat, then the one with debt. I typed, "I can't believe you did this to us," and left too. By morning, the chat was dead. We tried to meet up once more at a coffee shop to talk it out, but it was awful. She kept insisting she'd done nothing wrong since she'd changed identifying details. Someone pointed out that adding fake drama to our real problems was even worse than just stealing them. She said we were being dramatic, and that real writers draw from life all the time. That was it. Game night died that day. The group scattered. I still run into some of them around town, but we keep things surface level now. Can't risk giving anyone new material. Last month, I saw one of her posts shared in a true story compilation on TikTok. Thousands of views. Comments saying things like, "This is better than reality TV," and "I need more drama like this in my feed." They had no idea they were watching the exact moment a group of friends fell apart. I blocked the account and haven't looked back. Some doors, once closed, are better left that way. Seeing your life blow up on TikTok? Salt in the wound. Block, delete, guard your peace. No second thoughts. Story 4. I found out my best friend was secretly streaming us for money. For the better part of my 20s, my circle was 6 guys who felt closer than family. Weeknights, weekends, didn't matter. We ended up at the jokster's apartment. He had the big sectional, the mini keg fridge, and a wall-sized TV. He was always filming bits for his socials, so seeing a phone propped somewhere never raised eyebrows. Wait, every hangout basically had a red record light and none of us clocked it. Hindsight is ruthless. One night, the internet lag was brutal. Our tech friend griped that download speeds were fine, but the upload needle was slammed. He muttered something about some device choking the line, and opened his laptop. While the rest of us fought over controllers, he ran a scan, frowned, then went weirdly quiet. That silence hits different when you know something's about to go sideways. 20 minutes later, I felt my phone buzz. New group chat, everyone except the jokester. The tech friend dropped a single link and a screenshot. A live video of us, right then, sprawled on that couch. Under the feed sat an archive, hundreds of clips going back almost 3 years. Titles like, "Friend melts down after breakup," and "Guess who drunk confesses cheating." A paywall showed thousands of subscribers. 3 years of our lives packaged and sold like a reality show. I'm actually sick. I swear the room spun. We scrolled in silence, each clip exposing something we had only ever said inside those walls. Every breakup rant, every career panic, every stupid secret bet. Strangers were commenting in real time, placing odds on which of us would flame out next. No one spoke. We just stood and walked to the door. The jokester asked where we were headed, still laughing. We piled into cars and drove back within 5 minutes, all adrenaline. He opened the door with that big grin, then froze when the tech friend held up his phone. Our faces on a live stream titled The Confrontation. Even the confrontation is content to him. There's no off switch on that ego. At first he called it a social experiment. When that flopped, he claimed we were content and that no real names meant no harm. He even bragged the monthly subs paid half his rent. Our shy friend, the one with the brutal breakup video, could barely make eye contact. He quietly told him he was a monster. I have never seen someone's expression collapse so fast. He pulls the "it pays my rent" card, proof the clicks mattered more than the friendships. The jokester's living room was dead silent except for his own hidden speaker, still humming. The red pinhole light glowed. He asked if we were seriously ending the friendship over a couple cameras. Nobody answered. One by one we walked out. The tech friend reached over, yanked the Ethernet cable from the wall, and dropped it at his feet. The pettiness is perfect. Cut the internet, cut the friendship. That was the last time the 6 of us were ever in the same room. Group chats died, game nights vanished, and the funny guy who needed an audience lost everything in a single, uninterrupted livestream. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out this video next.